That I do believe. But being tracked is... it could be devastating, especially if a Saboteur sneaks past the lines and calls down artillery on it. Crusader tank losing all its infantry in the front, but it's still alive somewhat. T-34 trying to sneak round. I think it's kind of in trouble. I don't think this Crusader tank's going to make it out alive now. Oh god, stupid sniffly nose. The T-34 and the IS-3 are covering that field. So if that Crusader tank, well, they're not so much covering the field, but they definitely have a shot over that field if it starts to retreat. So Crusader tank in big troubles right now. Maybe we can get some infantry to assist and be useful and recapture that zone. Still, the revenge continues from the Crusader tank. It's now under fire as it moves forward to take cover behind this wall. It's not going to offer it too much protection though. So it takes a shot and it gets completely destroyed in one go. Through that wall, it just... No, a thin layer of wall is not going to cut it, I'm afraid. A building, yeah, like this school building is pretty good because it has multiple layers inside and it's going to take multiple absorption factors, the coefficients, blah, 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 yada, 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 all scientific stuff. Anyway, Churchill Crocodile still being repaired and still being fired at as the IS-3 pops in and out, try and get a good shot. Covering the central zone though as they capture that, so that's pretty good, although it is being fired upon. So the IS-3 is going to have to retreat once again. It can't get close enough to penetrate that frontal armour of the Churchill. Although maybe it looks like it repositioned to try and get a little bit more of a side shot. But anyway, it seems as if Butcher and Fussel still in a bit of a pickle. They can't really capture that central zone. Butcher still has infantry on that right hand side, but it's just not enough. It's not enough to take a zone. Maybe Fussel will realise soon that they can advance on the left hand side, maybe capture that area. These infantry hiding behind the sandbags, they're trying to approach the central zone, but that's just not going to happen. There's infantry from Feliny and Medan covering that zone, although it almost seems like he's made it to the crater. Doesn't quite get there though. Both of them die. But there's also that IS-3 in the back, which is going to kill any infantry that approaches anyway. Just shelling the area of HE rounds. And of course the T-34 can assist in that factor. It's a little bit less risky to use the T-34 instead. But that's going to hang about on the right hand side as Butcher brings up more infantry to the zone. And finally, the Crocodile has been repaired. It's going to move up though. It's not going to retreat. Not phased at all. It even has a little light on. It's shining in the building. Wow, look at the effects of that. Lighting effect at night is freaking awesome. By the way, someone please get me a freaking tissue right now. I'm just like, it's everywhere. It's so horrible being ill, man. I get ill so much. So much. And oh no, the Churchill Crocodile. There's that beautiful explosion I've been waiting to see every frickin' time a Churchill Crocodile enters the field or a flaming frickin' Sherman. It just burns trees, it burns a hole in the ground. It's so awesome, highly immense and satisfactory explosions for me all round. Anyway, now we've lost that heavy tank. That IS-3 is just going to dominate the battlefield without any sort of contender, any competition at all. Still, Butcher and Fussel move into the central zone. They may not be able to take care of the IS-3, but they can still take these zones with or without the assistance of heavy tanks of their own. They still have the artillery, which is going to push away that IS-3 as it doesn't want to get tracked at all. They can still use that Saboteur. I do believe that's still alive. This little soldier needs to hop into the frickin' trench though. He's exposed. He could be shot at any second now. But if he just hops into that trench, he can stay alive. On this right hand side, we still have infantry moving around. A machine gunner though, no AT grenades from him. All he's going to be doing is getting sight. A little bit of a visual bonus, an intel resource from what's going to move up on the field. Finally, we get an attack on the left hand side from Fussel as they moves in with a half track. And infantry gets into that zone, is now going to neutralize it. If the half track just moves around, gets a better shot on all that infantry behind. But I think that IS-3 is going to be popping up any second now to protect this zone. Or maybe we'll have a new shiny tank. Nope, we'll definitely get the IS-3 straight through the front of that half track. It's gone. It's dead. It's no more. It ceases to exist. It's no longer with us. It's sleeping with the fishes. It's gone. But this zone is finally being captured by Fussel. Look how easy that was, man. There was just hardly anything protecting that. Hardly anything worth any value anyway. But he finally has that zone, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold it with the IS-3 there. T-34 could reposition, and who knows how much money Feliny and Medan have saved up. They could bring numerous amount of things, and oh dear, 3 guys taken out, although one still alive. He's just a little bit unconscious, just a little bit phased. Picks back his weapon though, and continues to look in the direction that shot came from. Someone might want to tell him though he's no match for an IS-3. Basra's machine gunner, just looking here, we can see infantry either spawning. It looks like they're spawning. He's going to get some really good heads up if he sees a vehicle coming. Anyway, we've got a light T-60 tank approaching on this left-hand point, reclaiming it with a bunch of Marines. Yep, they were not able to hold it, which means all these sandbags are going to be recruited by people. And the left-hand side for Fussel at the moment seems rather weak. If that T-60 and all those infantry decide to approach, it could kind of inflict a lot of damage and maybe even lose that left-hand point. So we've got to be aware of that left-hand side right now. The right-hand side seems, well, since the counter-attack Butcher made, that's very stable at the moment. Felony has not been able to launch a counter-attack at the moment. We've got more artillery landing down in the centre as the infantry scatters and they make it out alive. Currently 4 zones to 2 with 1 neutralised point, but that's going to be recaptured shortly. This is in the Commonwealth's favour. The real question though is, can they hold their line of defence? I don't even think they have any more money to spend on heavy tanks or anything to counter the IS-3 at the moment. They just have to go around it. But if they can sort of pull some, I don't know, magical rabbit out of the hat, they can hold these 4 points, then yeah, they can win the game. Obviously that's the aim of the game, to have more points, more zones than your enemy. Maybe an artillery will get a lucky shot on the IS-3, maybe disable it, forcing it to have to repair. Maybe we can get that artillery strike from a saboteur off. Who knows, we're just going to have to wait and see at the moment. It seems to have slowed down to a sort of snail's pace. We just, at the moment, it's a few infantry battling in the central zone. We've got artillery firing down, of course, that's a good idea, to stop them getting into that zone for the time being. We've got to track damage. We've got to track damaged. It's been hit by that artillery. Felony didn't retreat. It didn't think that the artillery would strike in the same place so many frickin' times. Is this even artillery? Yeah, it is, judging from that shot. Judging by the spread, that is most definitely artillery. Once again, hitting the other side, killing anyone trying to repair that IS-3 now. It's stationary, which is good news for Butcher and Fussel, of course. If they can get a saboteur up, that'll be super immense. They'll take care of that IS-3 easily, but they don't have any tanks that can take care of the IS-3. That'll just turn its turret around and totally annihilate it. There's that saboteur. Doesn't appear to be moving up, which I think at the moment is a good idea. You want to find out if there's any infantry there that the saboteur could be spotted by, and you know, be killed. You don't want to lose that. At the moment, it just seems like a high probability that if it tries to sneak by, it's going to get shot. So at no point taking the risk. You may as well just keep that alive for now. Wait for the perfect opportunity. Half-track moves into the centre, clearing out any infantry. We don't have any tanks to take care of that. Oh, risky play. 3.7 inch moved into position by a half-track. Unfortunately, though, there's an AT infantry right nearby. It takes out an AT grenade and chucks it onto the flak, destroying it. The flak, the 3.7 inch type of cannon, just tried to get a side shot on the IS-3. Didn't work though. Long dramatic pause there. Game-breaking decision, Butcher of Basra calls out, and I do believe that was probably it. There's no hope for them to take out that IS-3 now, but that doesn't mean there's no hope to win the battle. They just have to avoid. As you can see, I've been practicing my death calls when you die and I scream. Obviously, I'm not very good at it at the moment. I'm still practicing, still getting there. Hoping to be one of the voice actors for a Men of War game in the future, because you know this game and voice acting, oh, it is incredible. In the Men of War Vietnam that's just been released, that also has some pretty funny, pretty bad voice acting, even better. Check that out on YouTube. Really, it's probably worth just seeing the voice acting in that. Anyway, one widespread of artillery. I don't know what happened to this shot, but it was certainly effective. We had a big explosion before as well, straight on top of the machine gun post, so that's not useful anymore. Nonetheless, Butcher and Fussel are still trying to capture any zone that they can. We're not picky, we just want a zone. Medan bringing in infantry to counter approaching infantry. Infantry on infantry action, super infantry, hell yeah, infantry, whoa. Never have I used the word infantry so much in my life. Fussel-Jack keeping his head low, keeping prone. And oh, this could be it. We're still in the game. A group of Anzacs, as well as another 3.7 inch goddamn freaking flak cannon. Maybe he's going to charge that in with a half track and take another shot at the side of the IS-3. Even if he pulls it off, I don't think it's going to be enough to win the game. But certainly bonus points for entertainment. That's what we want. 9 points left to go for Team B. Team Soviets, Team Feliny and Medan, Team Feladan. All they need to do is keep up the pressure, and they've got this in the bag. Team A, also super awesome Butcher and super awesome Fussel, still have 57 points to go. I don't think they're going to make it. IS-3 now charging in. They're just going to stall out for those last few moments. Just throw everything into the front lines of the enemy. Complete destruction and chaos. There's no way they're going to move infantry into the zone, which means they've lost. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to beat around the bush. They've lost. This is it. How can this happen to my precious Butcher? Ugh, that was a horrible noise. Anyway, 5 points left to go on the clock, and I'm going to say, I've been speaking to Butcher. You know, if I'm going to go for a cough, I'm really going to fricking go for a cough. I just put all my voice behind it. But yeah, I've been speaking to Butcher recently, and he said to me he doesn't know why everyone seems to think he's so amazingly good and treats him like the god of men of war. Stop right there, though. The IS-3 has been taken out. It's moved too far forward, and it's gone. There's no way they can repair it this far out into enemy territory. The Commonwealth can easily move back up there, maybe even capture it themselves. I don't think there's enough time for it. The Russians only have to hold out for a little bit longer, as I was saying, though. And as Felony has noticed, IS-3 is down. It's the turning point. It so is, but it's just not the right time. Game over. I was saying, Butcher, maybe everyone thinks he's such a great player because he has his own YouTube channel. People think that about me. They think I am a great player because I have my own YouTube channel. That's not a strong correlation there. But anyway, thanks for the game, guys. Thanks for letting me record. Congratulations, Medan and Felony. You win once a fricking again. You've got to lose, guys. Stop winning games. And I'm a Nuki, and all that jazz. We'll see you next time.